Good afternoon. Welcome to Vinyl is Better. My name is Dave. This is my introduction video to the community. I want to give you a backstory about myself and go ahead and get my channel started. It's been in the works for a while now. I was looking to get a good camera and a little setup to do this thing. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'll give you my backstory. My backstory in the vinyl is that when I was 2 years old, I had one of the little plastic record players, and my mother said that I would play 45s by looking at the colors on the labels. I couldn't read, and at the time, it seems my favorite song was Golden Rings by Tammy Wynette and George Jones, and I would tell my mother constantly, play rings, and I knew what the label was that it was on, and she would start to quiz me and ask me about, other songs that I wanted to hear or she wanted to hear, and I learned the labels on those as well. Fast forward years into my life, I was a disc jockey for 17 years here in the town of Salt Spring, North Carolina. Got into the digital format into the late 90s, started doing a lot of things with computers and stuff, and lost a hard drive and almost all of my music doing a wedding, DJing a wedding actually, a big wedding at the Concord Convention Center. And at that time I told myself never again would I put myself in that position where I wouldn't be able to hold my media physically in my hands. So I went back to vinyl, and basically this second time of having vinyl other than as a kid started with 2 records. The first one was Beatles, rock and roll music. Sorry about the glare there, see if I can get it out of there. Rock and roll music and love songs. 2 of my most favorite records. Beatles, one of my most favorite bands of all time. You can also see from the background back there I've got put up. Love some Beatles. I'll show you a couple records that I got of them as a matter of fact. Don't know if this is an original release or not. It's the Introducing the Beatles. It's on the VJ label on the back. You see it there. Doesn't know if that's the one that's sought after or not. I'd always heard something about a shadow over here of George Harrison on the side, and this one has it, so maybe it's the good one, maybe not. Sound quality is horrible, but it's a nice record to have in my collection. Some of my most prized Beatles collection that I have. Love. Can't wait to go see it in Vegas. My wife has been to see it. My mother-in-law has been to see it. I can't wait to go see it when they get it opened back up after the pandemic that's going on, and I heard it's coming very soon, so looking forward to that. This is an awesome album mixed by George Martin and Giles Martin, throwing together a lot of bits and pieces of Beatles songs, reconstructed, revamped, but I love it. Couldn't ask for anything better, and it sounds really good on vinyl, and it tells value really well. Price of it is held really well. Another prize that I have is Beatles Mono Masters 3-disc set. Very seldom played album of mine, but I love it. Love it, love it. When I have played it, it sounds phenomenal. I'm pretty sure it's probably from the 2019 remasters that they did, but I love it just the same. Another one, and this is a special meaning to me, is Let It Be. I have 3 copies of this album. This one is actually sealed. The reason why this one means so much to me, my mother-in-law took a trip to London several years ago. She actually wrote mine and my wife's name on the wall at Abbey Road, and she picked me up a record while she was over there, probably not knowing that I had Let It Be already, but that's cool. I kept it, and I kept it because of this sticker right here. If you can see without the glare, it's got the pound sign on it. So this actually came from overseas that she picked up, and I just thought it was kind of cool, so I didn't open it. It's the 2019 remaster, or 2009, excuse me, remaster, but that's fine. I love it just the same. 50th anniversary Giles Martin mix of Sgt. Pepper. 2009 mix, Sgt. Pepper. Original stereo, yellow band, rainbow label, Sgt. Pepper. My original copy of Rubber Soul. The cover is not in that great of shape, but the album is in phenomenal shape. It's a original press. 3 copies of Meet the Beatles. 2 that are original press. 1 is the gold record label there, so that's guaranteed a repress. But one of these sounds really good, the other one is not as good as the other, but the cover's good, so I kept them. And of course, all my records are sleeved and inner sleeved as well. I try to keep as best care of them as I can. I'm not a perfectionist by any means. Some of the people I've seen on YouTube, I enjoy my records. I play my records. I look at my records. I teach my kids about my records and my music. I want them to have a part of me whenever I'm going, to know that I've imparted some knowledge to them. Getting into another one of my most favorite bands in the whole entire world, Pink Floyd. This one is a good one for me because it is a Russian press of Delicate Sound of Thunder, and you can tell it's Russian from the writing on the inside. I can't read any of that stuff, and you might not be able to see it with the glare on there, but the labels are way different. They're not on a standard Harvest or anything like that. They are a white label like that. Looks like it says Minoana. Not quite sure what that means or if that's actually what it says, but love that. I've also got the Pulse set back here that I got for Christmas that I really enjoy quite a bit. I hadn't played it but twice, but been checking it out. Next up, staying in with some Pink Floyd stuff. I actually heard this playing on a fellow guy's channel, a friend on YouTube, Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame. Great guy. Went above and beyond, out of his way. He was doing a purge. He was playing this in the background, and I heard it. I had never heard it before. Got in touch with him. Had a little process of getting it purchased. Got it sent right out to me. Made good friends with the guy. Talked to him on the phone. Super guy. Super duper guy. And I got more. I'll talk about him later. But this is the Flaming Lips and Stardust and White Dwarfs Dark Side of the Moon remake. Record Store Day. Awesome. I got it from him. It's on a Coke bottle, green vinyl. Like that. Awesome record. Love it. Play it all the time. Glad I got it from him. Like I said, I'll talk more about Brandon here in a little bit. This next one is not your typical rock and roll that I usually am attracted to, but it's always been a favorite of mine. It's a little tough to find, but I did get it after searching for it for a while. Got it at a good price. Good quality copy. The cover's in great shape. The album's in good shape. And it's also a white label promo from Columbia. It's Earl Scruggs Review, Today and Forever. This is not a typical bluegrass record. It is a bluegrass 70s country record. Phenomenal. Even the picture on the cover is great. You can see the rose, the rainbow, the lightning. Earl Scruggs Review, Today and Forever. Just awesome listen. Awesome. Get into another band that I love tremendously. Got everything that they've got on CD. Do not have everything they have on album. I would love to. Don't yet. My prized possession of this band, though, would be this. Genesis Live. Peter Gabriel. Watcher of the Skies. Get them out by Friday. Return of Giant Hogweed. Musical Box, The Knife. And it's, of course, it's on the Hatter label there. Love it. Great record. Well, I'm talking about Brandon again. Actually, two records. When I bought that Pink Floyd record I was talking about a minute ago from Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, we talked about some other records that I was looking for because he works in two record shops. When I opened up the Pink Floyd one that I got from him, or the Flaming Lips, I got it and had a little note on the inside of it. It says, not the best copy in the world, but maybe it can hold you over till you find one. Take care, brother. B. Super duper nice guy. I couldn't believe that, and he gets mad props from me. Oh my gosh, good. Sorry about that. Another one from Brandon. A couple weeks later in the mail, I get a package. I'm not expecting anything. I get Nursery Crime with a letter. I know it's on your list, so enjoy, brother. Mr. Hall of Fame Brandon right there. Again, I couldn't ask for a better friend. I couldn't ask for better love sent to me than that. That was awesome for him to do that, and as soon as I can figure out a way to make it up to him, believe it, that I'll be making it up to him. Some other Genesis that I have in my collection, original press of Wind and Wuthering. Trick of the Tail. Self-titled. Duke. Great album. Starting to appreciate this one more later on as I go down the line. Listen to it more now than I probably ever have before. Always have loved this one. Selling England, Battle Pound. Dancing in the Dark Midnight. Doesn't get much better than that. Peter Gabriel stuff. Abacab. Like to get the other versions of the colors that they have as well, but so far I just have the one. But I can live with that. It's worth it just for Abacab and Man on the Corner alone. Last Genesis, Visible Touch. Had this is one of the first CDs that I ever got, actually. Remember the first 5 CDs that I got, I think, were Janet Jackson, Control, Invisible Touch. I had Ozzy Osbourne, Speak of the Devil, and I had that Bruce Springsteen box set, live box set. It's my first ones I got. Another band that I'm really fond of, My Kiss. A couple OG pressings. There's Asylum. My original Kiss Alive 2. Rock and Roll Over. What a great cover, man. I'd like to have that on a big tapestry or a rug or something. Love Gun. Animalize. Mark St. John, the one guitar pony. The one that everybody doesn't like, and I'm not much of a fan of either, but I got an original press copy. The Elder. Dynasty, original press. Not a bad record. Some people like it, some people don't care for it. I could take it or leave it, but the cover's awesome. Next one is just a favorite of mine from my uncle. My Uncle Ray was a big influence in me as far as music was concerned in my later years of growing up. Would buy me records and introduce me to cool stuff. And these next couple ones have stuck with me a lot over the years. I went back and bought them on CD, cassettes, albums, when I could find them, and this was a good one that I found. This is Ozark Mountain Daredevils, It's Alive. Great album. Awesome. Kind of southern rock, but from start to finish, it's a live record. It's great. I put it right up there with Wait for Columbo, Little Feat, any of that type of stuff. It's right around the same wheelhouse. Another artist that not a lot of people care for, I do, and this one kind of blends in with the next one. It's one of my most favorite records of all time. I love this record, I always have. This is Linda Ronstadt, Mad Love. Easy to find. A lot of the songs on this album were written by Elvis Costello. She covered them. Some stuff he had recorded, some stuff he hadn't. But really, really dig that one a lot. Great record, Linda Ronstadt. Speaking of Elvis Costello, my most favorite album by him, My Aim Is True, still in the original shrink. The album is in pristine condition. Got it in 2 versions. Got it in the yellow background like this. I've also got it in all black and white like that with the blue back and the white back. The only difference is the labels. The yellow one is on Columbia. The blue one is on Stiff Records. This one could be an import, could be a first press before Columbia picked it up. I'm not quite sure, but being one of my most favorite records of all time, when I saw it, I had to have it. Getting close to the end, I got about 4 more left I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna call it a day. Country music, never really been a big fan other than old country, 90s country, then it stops. Old country doesn't get much better than Gunfighter Ballads, Marty Robbins. This was still sealed when I got it. Excellent album, great. I mean, it just sounds so good. There's no cracks, no pops. The vinyl's in pristine condition. And if you got country in your collection, it's not much of a collection if you don't have Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger. Great record. Again, clean as it can be. No pops, no cracks. And it's a very old album, so it's on Columbia, I think. Let's see. Yep, Red Columbia. Another one I got from my mom, an artist that I really enjoy, and I do have several copies of this. I do own it on CD. I definitely got it on album. I don't have it on cassette. Jim Croce, his greatest hits. Really, really clean copy. I think this was a Columbia House edition, but great covers in good condition, albums in excellent condition. It's on the label that a lot of people want when they start looking for Croce stuff. It's on the Life Song, the Bird. Great album there. And my last one I'm going to do, I picked this up at my local record store, and I'll talk about them here shortly as well. This is a tribute to one of the most best guitarists on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. Immortal Randy Rhoads. You've got people that's done some versions of his stuff on here with Tom Morello, Rudy Sarzo, Vinny Appice, Tim Ripper Owens, Doug Aldridge, Bob Kulick's on here, Dweezil Zappa, excuse me. Brad Gillis is on here. And it's on a really cool vinyl too. It's on white. 2-album set. Picked that up from Recyclable Records in Kannapolis. I'm going to show them some love. It's my local record store. I actually attended Record Store Day there this year for the first time. I hadn't really got too many albums at Record Store Day, but it was an experience. Me and my son went. I picked up the Linkin Park Meteora. He picked up the Motley Crue tape set that has went astronomical in price since he got it. But it's unplayed so far. Let's hope it keeps it that way. If not, as long as it's took care of, I don't care. Enjoy it. But as far as showing some love, I'm going to finish this up real quick. I'd like to show some love to Frank at Channel 33 RPM. I'm subscribed and notified for his channel. Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame. Like I said, phenomenal guy, great friend. Glad to have met him and be on this journey of vinyl with that guy. He's got my eternal gratitude. He's just an awesome guy. Also, I keep up with Lazarus often. Noble Records and Dylan over there in Matthews. That's a hop, skip, and a jump right up the road from me. The record store there. Been checking out University of Vinyl recently as well too. Digging that guy. He's got some really formative stuff, and I've been looking at Mastering a lot series that he's been doing lately, and really digging that a lot. As far as Facebook, I'm on Facebook. Name will be Dave Poole, DAVEPOOLE. Have my picture on there, or a picture on the turntable. My tie-dye shirts, you can see, I was talking about that. Days Between Dyes. She's on Facebook. I think she's out of Asheville. Really, really cool dyes and ice dyes and stuff like that. If you like tie-dye, be sure you check her out. Show her some love. And again, Recyclable Records in Kannapolis, North Carolina. They're on Facebook as well. But I'm going to wrap things up and say I enjoyed doing this little vinyl video for you today and my introduction to the community. Probably not the best video I could have done, probably not the worst, but there'll be more to come. As long as you stay interested, be sure you hit subscribe and notify down on the bottom, and leave any comments that you like, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.